Podcast.
Yes, sir. With your host, Hatch, and my boy.
This is T.O. This is Terrell Owens, and we have Terrell Davis.
We got to clear it up off the jump.
Yeah,
I mean,
please,
I think the first thing we have to do
Yeah.
is kick off the podcast and let everybody know my name is not Terrell Owens, all right?
What is your name?
My name is Terrell Davis, all right? See,
It's spelled the same.
It's spelled the same,
Right.
But I think it has to do with, the Southern thing, I think,
Yeah,
right? Because it's a Terrell, Texas, and people always come up to me, hey, T.O., I'm like,
First of all black people don't look
like.
Now,
Let me see the head. Let me see the head. See, this... Now, I can see why.
Y'all kind of look alike. Now we really confused.
I can see why you think that, right?
Right.
We got T.O., we got T.D.,
That's right.
I ain't mad though. They can mistake me for a Hall of Famer.
And they can mistake me for a Hall of Famer.
For a man that seems to be doing pretty well in the gym, a man who seems to be taking care of that body and making sure that things are right. I ain't mad at you.
Says the guy that comes in here with a nice
little medium on.
Oh yeah.
With his gun hanging out.
You know what I'm saying?
We gonna start shopping. We gonna start shopping at the men's section.
Get your popcorn.
That's what we gonna do.
We didn't mean to leave you out of that conversation talking about Hall of Fame.
You know what? Hey, I'm a Hall of Famer. My high school.
I thought it was yourself for a second.
For a minute.
That's all good.
We'll bring you in, man. Honorary.
We appreciate you coming to the show, man. Tell us, man, what have you been up to? I see you got the D on the hat.
Yeah, the D right there. I got the Defy there. I'm glad you asked, man. So what I've been up to is creating this brand. It's a performance brand, right? And it's a brand that's built for the everyday athlete or non-athlete. You don't have to be an athlete to drink our products.
You can drink that, Hatch. No,
Yeah.
Wow. Will it help my hip?
Listen, man, absolutely. I'm a product of the product, and man, it's helped me out. And the way the product was really, or the company was kind of formed, the idea was, man, after this game is brutal, right? Playing football, we all played it, and a lot of wear and tear on the body, man. And it left me just beat up. And so when I retired, I was trying to search for a better way to manage pain and inflammation.
Okay.
And in 2017, from 2001 to 2017, so 16 years, man, I didn't find anything. And so what it had me doing was relying on drugs. So I was constantly medicating, self-medicating, anti-inflammatory, pain medicine, and man, just for me, my organs were important. So I was like, I can't stay on this routine. Can't do it. So I got to find an alternative. In 2017, with the Farm Bill about to pass in Colorado, my partners and I, they helped me discover CBD. And I was like, man, this thing was incredible, right? So it allowed me to go from a guy I was working out, but when I work out, man, you just hate working on the pain. That's just
like, why do it?
Exactly, it ain't good.
It's not motivating either.
No.
Like, why I want to go work out and then
and suffer through
be
this.
worse. Yeah,
suffer through this.
The process.
So I was discouraged from working out, so I put on, man, about 25 pounds. I was sitting, at 230.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious,
man.
Now? I'm 205 right now.
Wow. You was 230?
I was 230. 230.
Man, you was Terrell Davis, the fullback.
I was a fullback.
You're back to the nose tackle days.
Yeah, I was that fullback, man. I put a fullback. So I saw the immediate, I saw the power of CBD, and it was incredible, man. Like, I just started feeling better. The aches and pains were going away, and I was able to perform from one day to the next without having setbacks.
This is not immediate response either, because a lot of people think,
right, you're not going to try it right now and then.
Right. Yeah, so
and then tomorrow you'll do it. No.
Exactly, because people think, they're like, let me take some CBD, and then if they don't get some immediate results within 24, 48 hours, then they just put
it didn't
back
work.
On the
Man, it don't work. No, it's a process.
Right.
So I got on a program, and I started to feel it over time.
Right.
And then it was like incredible, man. I was like, this is. So with that feeling, I said, boom, light bulb went off. What if we created a brand that was for people like me? Players, my former teammates, players who are over like 40 years old, or anybody, right? Anybody who just wants to feel better. And so we did that in 2017. We launched in 2019, which was really cool. We launched at the Indy 500. And the name, and the name itself kind of was the rallying cry. In sports, we always got that mantra, right? Whether it is pound, keep pounding, whatever. So Defy really made sense because I'm defying age, I'm defying time, defying, whether it's racism, defying all this stuff packaged up into our brand. And it just made sense for us to go ahead and launch that. And again, in 2019, we launched, and man, we've expanded since. We've grown our team. We're Black-owned, woman-owned, and veteran-owned company, so a minority company. small businessman just trying to be in the space with giants.
Right, exactly.
And now I gotta get the products in.
Yeah,
so,
let's
so
talk
bring,
about
so
the,
let's bring the products
physical
in.
products that you guys have
Here we go.
launched already.
So that's
okay.
Well, that's what he gets the water. He gets the water.
Everything.
I'll take a water too.
One at all. One at all.
I'll take a water too.
Okay.
Hydration.
Yeah. So this water is
Hydrating
a
humanity.
it's a 9.5 pH
balance? Okay.
alkaline water. The best you can get on the market, man. It's
The best you can get on the market?
the best you
Okay.
can.
Hey,
man.
boy, boy, that's some strong words right
Hey,
there.
you heard it here.
The best
Okay.
you can get on the
It's
market
smooth, though.
water.
Oh, man, let me get some of this.
Go ahead and hydrate. And really, you guys, listen, as athletes, we know how important water is, right? Because not only it hydrates you on a cellular level, your proper organ functions, it helps to flush out waste, it helps to get the toxins out of your body. So it has a bunch of benefits to alkaline water. And before, many years ago, I didn't think anything about water. I just thought water was water, but it's not.
Right.
All water is not created equal.
Right.
So that's our water, man.
I
And
like
so
this. I like this.
This-
I like the coloring, the packaging.
Packaging is good. Cool. It's cool.
And I think for me, because I'm now more in tune and in this space too of having it black owned.
yeah, right on.
Yeah, and
Also-
it says that on the bottle
Right.
too.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
put it in
a
our pocket.
woman owned
Yeah.
as
Right
well.
there.
And so there's some things too that I'm involved in that's
There it
black
is.
owned.
Black
And we have a mantra, it's for us, by us.
Yes.
Definitely trying to create some spaces and some opportunities for people that look like us. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, that's very, very important.
So talking about, like I said, the kids, I kind of want to go back and you know how your career started. Of course, 2017 you went into the NFL Hall of Fame, but a lot went on before that.
Yeah.
So I know when you were 14 you had an incident, right? You had a gun to your head. Did that change your trajectory of wanting to become a professional athlete or wanting to be a business owner? Or how'd that change your perception of life at the time? We get a little bit deep.
You went
on
back
here
to that time.
sometimes. Yeah.
It did, man. We all have moments in our lives when we look back, and they're pivotal moments. I'm sure T.O. and Hatch, you can go back and you find those moments where you didn't know it then, but you're like, wait a minute, like something happened that put me on a different trajectory.
Right.
So let me tell you what happened with that. So that was right after my dad had passed. My dad died of lupus, and I was, probably a 14, 15-year-old kid, and I just lost my way because my dad, he never envisioned your parents dying. I certainly didn't. And my pops, he was tough, but he was my dad. And he was like the constant in the family. The mom, she was the constant, but from the emotional standpoint, but my dad was there from like that toughness standpoint of discipline and that rock. So when he died of lupus, man, I just lost my way. And I think we realized my mom is here, but now my dad is not correcting us. So we kind of just...
Something was missing.
Something was missing.
Yeah.
So I can go hang out at night.
Yeah. Not even.
No
And
structure. Didn't feel like you had to listen to anybody.
No, because mom's was working. Mom's working 2 jobs trying to support us.
Wow.
So who was watching us when my mom was at work? And so I was literally hanging out with my buddies past midnight, putting myself in, going out, hanging out,
mischievous.
drinking. Yeah, I'm at 14, being introduced to the Cisco and the Cisco drinks. And I'm like, man, alcohol tastes good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you start doing this, like, just stupid stuff. And one day we went to a party. Party was up north. We're coming back from the party, and it's me and my buddy Vincent and his female friend. So she's driving. I'm in the back seat. Vincent's in the passenger seat. And for some reason, she wanted to stop at a neighborhood to do whatever. And it's like 3 a.m. It's late.
Oh,
Why are we
man.
stopping?
Yeah, I mean,
Well past your bedtime.
yeah. I mean, exactly.
You got school in 4 hours.
You know what I'm saying? It was way past my bedtime. So we stop at this neighborhood, and we pull up, and it's pretty dark, and I just see guys, kind of a silhouette of some guys in the driveway. I'm in the back seat and so a guy comes out to talk to her. He comes around to the driver's side. She rolls the window down. They're having a conversation. And then apparently the guy sees my buddy who was in the passenger seat.
Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent. And immediately it became they recognized each other because Vincent was from a different gang, and this guy was. Yeah, it went sideways quick. Right. So all of a sudden they jump out the car. Vincent goes around the front car. I'm jumping out the car because I just want to see what's going on.
Right.
She's screaming and yelling, trying to tell them to stop. And I walk around the back of the car and I just kind of sit on, I'm leaning up against the car watching them. You know how we do, we square off, about to be a fight. And as I'm watching them about to fight, she's in the middle and it's just crazy. So I'm not interfering with them, I'm just watching him. And then all of a sudden, he runs off and all those guys started chasing him. So as I'm looking this way, watching him get chased, I look up and I see a guy walking toward me, and he's got a double-barrel shotgun, and he's walking toward me with a shotgun. And I look at him and I'm like, oh.
Just got real.
It got real, and he's put the shotgun up to my forehead. And so I start backing up like, hey man, like chill, like dude,
right.
Hey,
You playing,
ain't no
stop
problem.
playing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I knew he wasn't playing. I knew he wasn't playing, but I was like, hey, you know, like I'm not in this, dude.
Right.
Yeah. So as I'm backing up, and every time he put the shotgun to my head, I kind of push the barrel to the side. He'll roll the barrel back over and put it on my forehead. And I'm walking by, and man, my heart, I can't believe what's happening. And fortunately, there was a guy there who said, hey, he knew my brother. And he said, hey, that's Bobby's brother. But he called my brother by his street name, which was Sinister Bob, or Cinny Bobo, they used to call him back then. And so the guy said, who? He said, Cinny Bobo. And he said, then he just put the gun down and he walked off. Wow. And I'm telling you, my heart, I had never, you can imagine what that felt like.
Yeah. Dude, I got chills when you said he walked up with the double back. Like,
yeah. You see
I mean, it was dark and I couldn't, when he walked up to him, I was trying to strain to see what, and then, he had the gun down, then all of a sudden he pulled it up and I realized what it was. And so that was...
Again, that's up in San Diego, California.
That was in San Diego.
Right?
Yeah, that was in San Diego, man.
And so like that night, like going home, changing my life, or did it still take a couple days?
That was it, bro.
That was it, yeah.
That was that moment of, okay, I cannot put myself in that situation ever again.
Absolutely.
This is sort of like a fork in the road for you.
Yeah.
Is this, like I said, obviously it's a turning point. You're out in the streets, fell in school. Mm-hmm. Is this, where are you athletically? Where are you as an athlete at this point?
Good question. I quit football. So I stopped, when I tell you, and you look at, I'm telling you, I just quit on life.
You quit life, right?
I was done.
It's everything that.
So I had played football since I was 7 years old, tackle football. I played every position, running back. I was mainly a running back from 7 all the way up until that time. But when my dad died, I quit football. My grades were bad. Started hanging out in the streets. And that was that moment in my life. Wow. So I wasn't playing. To answer your question, I wasn't playing. Wow. And so when I went back home that night, like you said, I had that moment that it was like, I can't do this no more. Right. Number one, I was disappointing my mom. And I was disappointing my dad, who wasn't even there.
Right.
And I was putting too much stress on her. My brothers, and we were all doing it. So it wasn't just me. It was all my brothers were on the street. We were all just not really helping my mother out. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I got to be the one to help her out. I can't add on to her plate. She got enough stress as it is. So almost that same week, when I went back to school, I saw my mentor that was my guy since I was 7 years. He was actually my coach. His name is Frank White. And I happened to run into him that same week. And all this started to fall into place. So I see Frank, he asked me what I'm doing. I said, no, I'm not playing. He said, man, you need to get your ass and start playing football again. Right. Straight up. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, well, maybe you should go. No.
Like, no.
He
shot it to you real.
Real.
Real and raw.
Real. And said, you need to get your ass and start playing again. Right. And that's when and so that, I didn't have that reflection then, but I just kind of followed the path, all right? I couldn't disappoint my mom no more. I had to play football again. And then football gives you structure, right? You got structure, you know your team, your work is going to be done.
You got a reason to be home instead of being out at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, man. And that discipline, I needed that discipline my dad had, and I didn't have that without sports. Sports gave me that discipline, that structure, everything we needed. So that's what I did, y'all. So I waited, because I was at a different high school. I was at Morris High School. And so my goal was I'm going to, play at Morris when football season comes back. And while I was at Morris, I realized that when I was trying to get my grades back up, it was almost too late because the teachers had already had a sense for who I was. Yep. And they, and so I needed a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to change somebody's mind about who you are when your habits are so poor.
Yep.
Like you just can't say I'm just going to
Trying to reinvent
Like, I'm gonna start showing up now.
Yeah, they
no,
be
you
like,
ain't.
nah, like you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen this before.
No. So what I did was I ended up transferring the next semester, went to Lincoln High School, and that was the best thing I could have done.
Awesome.
You know, it gave me that fresh start. I went to a different high school. The teachers didn't know me. And that high school was cool because when I played for the Little League, Pop Warner, that was the feeder for that high school. So I went back and saw all my old buddies and guys that I had known for a long time. And then we had great mentors there. My high school coach's name was Vic Player. You know, he was a black coach. I mean, he was my history teacher and my head coach. So I couldn't mess around in the classroom.
Yep.
So it was just the structure there was awesome. And then when I played, man, I didn't play running back. I played fullback. I played nose tackle.
Yeah, you was a nose tackle.
I played nose tackle, man. You think Aaron Donald was bad, man? You should have seen me in high school, man.
What?
You should have seen me in high school, man.
You was giving them problems, huh?
Y'all must play that like a 1A. You ain't
The one, you was on the eye. You was on the.
Yeah. See, back then it was opposite. No, it was right. It was 1. We were Division 2.
Oh, okay.
It was 2A, so that was a smaller
Right,
school.
Right.
You know, we played 3, 4A schools, man. We get
Waxed.
my butt on the line. Now, if we're doing like if they're passing, I
You got a shot. Yeah.
I got it. But when they started to
Running.
put the middle,
Them big boys moving you right out the way.
They clearing running back, getting like 200 yards a game.
Yeah, y'all go right.
they were smashing.
Right.
But that's when I discovered my love for football again.
Right.
I grew up loving football, man. I played nothing but running back for the most part. But then I will also play defense, linebacker. I was a tight end. I was a kicker. I played it all.
Everything
So
on football.
So what established running back Terrell Davis?
You know we're big on energy here at Getcha Popcorn Ready, which is why we started drinking Magic Mind for workouts, brainstorming, show ideas, and everything in between. Magic Mind gives you energy and puts the custom nutrients in you to maintain that energy throughout the day. Magic Mind is the world's first productivity drink. It was made for athletes, creators, and entrepreneurs. All you need is one Magic Mind per day in the morning. You can sip it, take it down like a shot, or make it into a latte. We've noticed an incredible boost in energy, and we're confident you will too. Coffee feels like a distant memory with Magic Mind, and I just don't think you'll need it. If you're looking for a boost, we can't recommend Magic Mind enough. And of course, this was not be an ad without a promo code. So go to magicmind.com/popcorn and use popcorn at the checkout to get a 20% off your first order. That's magicmind.com/popcorn. And don't forget to use the code popcorn at checkout for that 20% off.
Well, when I was a little kid, so my first year playing running back was when my guy Frank White allowed me to play running back. Right. My first year at Pop Warner, I was left guard. Wow. My brother was right guard. I was left guard.
Left guard.
I don't know. I ain't never played nothing.
You never play line?
No.
He didn't play young though. He was young.
Oh, you started late then?
Yeah.
Like how late?
Junior high.
Okay, so that's cool.
late.
So that's cool because there's a lot of kids, like my kid would love it because
I was on the team, but I wasn't really playing.
Oh, you weren't playing?
Yeah.
Oh, you were, okay.
He was trash. He was trash.
This guy.
He was a tall, lanky kid.
Uncoordinated.
Yeah, I was on the team, but I was just trash.
Same size shoes at 14.
Just trash.
Didn't know how to play them at that time.
Right.
Dude, I remember like my junior, like 8th grade year, 7th, 8th grade year. Like I said, I just wanted to be on the team. And then I didn't really know what position to play. They had me playing defensive end. I'm like, bro, the pads were so big, my helmet, it was just dangling on my head. Like, bro, I'm walking, I'm trying to go approach the quarterback, rush the quarterback, and I can hear everything in my pad. Yeah.
Yeah,
late bloomer.
But that's good because I think there's millions of kids who love to hear that story.
Yeah. Because they don't understand that. Because nowadays we see kids from the age of 7, they're training just for one specific position,
right.
And they think they're going to play 20 years in NFL from 7 to 37.
At that position.
But obviously your body changes and your skill changes, so you're going to probably change positions.
And the fact that you play multiple positions, what about sports? Did you play any other sport, or was football your thing?
How many players in the league think they could have gone pro in other sports?
Basketball.
I know you think exactly. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I didn't really look at it because I never thought I would play at the pro level. I just did it just to play sports, just as a teenager. You know, as a kid,
right?
You just like to play, a number of sports. So in high school,
but you played organized sports, other sports, right?
Yeah, like I played baseball, ran track,
Yeah.
basketball. Those are things, like I said, I didn't just play one sport thinking that I had a future or a career in it.
Well, I might be the only player who was strictly a football player.
Really?
Like I didn't play
Nothing else.
organized. Well, we played pickup stuff.
Right, but you
Pickup.
didn't play for
I
the
didn't
school,
play
basketball, baseball, track,
Nope.
wrestling.
soccer as a kid.
Right.
But other than that, it was strictly
Wow.
football. I was
Really?
I'm the only guy that ever played one sport.
Because
Wow.
back in the day, we all played, you went from sport
I
to
know.
sport to sport.
I know.
back in the
That's
day.
crazy.
Everybody did that, but I didn't. I played football, and I played football for whatever the football season, and after that, I was done.
You was out there hanging until 3 a.m.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, Hatch, we got to talk about something when we come back though.
Oh, okay. Oh, we back.
We back.
We back.
Okay,
that was it.
we got to talk about something real quick because 1998 was an interesting year.
Oh, man, we would have beat y'all by 20. Don't even.
I know. I
Hey,
mean, hey.
We would, so again,
No,
the NFC Championship, right, was playing Atlanta Falcons. We was favored by 17 to win that game.
Oh, this is when y'all got destroyed.
Well, we lost in overtime. But we thought we was already getting ready for Denver.
Y'all
We
look-
was like, we go beat them by 20.
y'all look,
You know
y'all,
what I'm saying?
y'all underestimated your opponent.
Underestimate Atlanta.
Kids,
And never.
never underestimate your opponent.
So they ended up going to the bowl that year and getting that ring.
Yeah. Now, I would tell you on our side, there was a level of respect that we did not want to. We didn't want to play you guys.
There it
now,
is.
however,
There it is.
However, if we had to play you, we would have whooped y'all. I mean, period. You know what I'm saying?
How was y'all gonna
That's
stop us though? It was gonna be like 51-30.
the same way the Falcons stopped you. I mean, what do you mean? How we stop you? we made.
I'm here for this.
Listen,
I am here for this.
Hey,
I am here for this, people. Get your
Yo.
popcorn ready.
we made our reservation.
What?
We showed up at the fight.
we didn't show.
We showed
We
up at
didn't
the
show
fight.
up. We was home. We was going fishing.
Yeah, y'all was bumping y'all gun. We said, all right, y'all meet us. Y'all meet us
we
down
said
in Miami
We
on
was
this
gonna- we was
day.
gonna put 9 in the box for you.
You would have.
Woulda,
Woulda, coulda. Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. Dang, that would have been a good
How
one,
good
though.
was that team, though, man?
Our team?
Yeah.
At that time, we was the best offense ever in NFL
No,
history.
yeah, we're not.
By numbers and by perception, obviously. Now, defensively, we had to piece stuff together because, again,
Exactly.
we had injuries in the playoffs. Maybe that's why we didn't win that game.
That's,
But again, I think Johnny Randall had got hurt. I think Ed McDaniel had got hurt. So our run game, if we would have played y'all would have been able to run the
Hey,
ball
man,
on us for sure.
that sounds
yeah.
like a personal
That's
problem.
what I said. It sounded like a personal
Hey.
problem.
But it's still probably the best. It's the best offense in NFL history, probably for sure.
That's the best offense to have never won a Super Bowl.
that for
You
sure.
Put that under the category.
I have to.
We had the best
Unfortunately.
offense because we won it. You can't. Our offense wasn't no slouch either. I think we might have been second. We might have been second or
Second
third.
scoring points that year. I don't know how y'all did it though.
What you mean how we did it?
Because
we were up there too now.
comparing to run game,
What year? The Niners?
Yeah.
97, 98
Yeah, we
ish.
were
around
that year?
there.
Yeah.
It was top
Myself,
5. They wasn't 1 or 2.
JJ, Jerry.
Yeah, y'all didn't.
Then we had our running back Garrison Hurst, another
G. Hurst,
bulldog,
oh, baby.
G. Hurst,
another full
bulldog.
but we were going back and forth, Instagram, man. Because I went to the game.
Oh, y'all was there too.
Are you
Was that a game?
I had to witness that one, man. I had to witness. It's the first time, normally I go to the game. I don't sit in the stands.
Well,
but this one,
because of COVID, we didn't have no choice. COVID,
oh, this year?
Yeah.
They
Because
let you on the
usually I
side.
would have been down on
Yeah, no,
on the
on the
sideline.
sideline or up in the booth or something.
Right.
But I was right there, man, on the 50 and like 10 rows
Right,
up.
yeah.
It was the best seats in the house like that.
Yeah.
I see why people. And then the energy you get on that sideline, but being in the fans.
Man, it's
Let-
crazy,
let me-
right?
let me
It was
ask
different.
y'all
College
this.
atmosphere is crazy, bro.
Different.
What atmosphere is better, college football or NFL football?
From
From the fan perspective.
see,
a lot of people
it depends
say
on where you
college.
go, though.
Yeah,
it depends,
it's
it depends on.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I played in Denver, and Denver's fans are, I mean, one of the best fans.
They were kinda fickle.
No, whose?
Denver fan base? He gonna call them
no.
fickle teams.
What fan base you talking about? You talking about Philly? You might, I don't know. It ain't.
Now Philly, hey,
It ain't. No.
Philly ride or die.
hey, Philly riders, yeah, they
We got that Bronco fans, Bronco country. They show up, man.
okay.
So we have, we packed that stadium. We probably we got the most consecutive sellouts, I believe, still. But college overall, that environment, you play down at Georgia, and
Okay,
it's
let me
just
ask you
different,
this.
man.
You got one game, home game, Denver or Georgia. Where would you want to play? One game.
One home game.
Just coming out in the tunnel.
One game.
Starting
Yeah.
running back.
Why you think about that? Don't
Well-
ask me.
For me, man, I'd probably say Denver.
Okay.
Really?
Just
Not
because.
between the hedges?
No, I love it. I love 20 Hedges, but because of the different level of success that I was, the teams that I played on,
Okay.
right? So if I'm playing with the Broncos versus the teams that I played on in Georgia,
Right.
I'm going with the Broncos teams
Yeah.
that I played on, to win champions. You're not going. I don't care what you do. I'm not picking any other team over my championship teams,
Yeah.
or that stadium we played in that environment, who
Facts.
was kind of crucial.
You're one of just a staple of running backs that has come through Georgia. What is it about Georgia? And it's always like for Alabama, there's receivers, there's quarterbacks.
Linebackers in Alabama,
Right. Georgia seems to kind of have that knack for,
Running back
running backs.
RBU, baby.
Yourself,
Herschel
Walker,
Walker,
Garrison Hirsch, Todd
Sony
Gurley.
Michel.
Sony,
Like,
we had Lars Tate, Tim Worley, we had Rodney
Yeah.
Hampton.
Worley.
What is is that something
Robert
that-
Edwards before he tore his knee
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Oh
We
man,
had,
that Pro Bowl. That was crazy.
I know,
Messed his name.
Yeah, I
Man,
know.
we didn't see.
Were you playing
what-
that? You playing that game? That was the flag
sand?
football sand.
Yeah,
flag
like-
football.
No,
game.
I didn't. I don't think I went that year. I think
Okay.
I went the year after because they took all that stuff away. Because
Yeah,
once he
that was
hurt
last
his,
time.
yeah, they took a lot of those extra activities and stuff like
Yeah.
that away. But it was just unfortunate because Robert, he was
He was on his way.
He was.
He was on his way.
And we saw that. See, Robert was a cornerback when I was there. So Robert was a cornerback. Then I leave, and Hines. So it was me, Hines Ward. Don't forget Hines. Hines played all kind of positions down
Right,
at Georgia.
all world.
He was a running back at Georgia.
Right.
And so it was. So when I left, and then Hines went to. I think he started playing quarterback, and then Robert went from corner to running back during spring ball, and he was killing it.
Right.
Then he went to the season and just started crushing it, and obviously came into the league, had a hell of a rookie season.
Right.
So he was there, and
Yep.
once those knees go, bro, it is
Yeah.
it's a difficult thing to get.
Especially
right because you
running
had an knee injury
Yeah.
as well that kind of set you back. Like I said, it's kind of kind of hard to get back to that normal, that way of playing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once the knee goes for a running back, at least in my opinion, man, I can break it could be elbow, it could be wrist, finger, anything. But once you start messing with my knees or like ankle issues, we are running backs, man.
So is that a mental thing? Because you got to think Adrian
Yeah,
Peterson.
yeah.
He kind of defied some.
He
of
defied
the odds.
He defied the odds, man.
Defied the
6
odds
months
of-
later, I think.
Right.
Came back and they rushed for 2,000 yards.
And-
Yes.
You as well. I mean, you rushed for 2,000. You're like one
Not
of
a-
four.
Not after.
Not after
Not
that,
after,
though.
but still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big accomplishment in itself. But I mean, again, like you said, I had an ACL injury. Like I said, that's a long and lengthy process to get back to that, your normal playing form. And as you mentioned, we just mentioned Robert Edwards. He never got back to be that guy that you saw the
Yeah.
trajectory of what he could be. And I mean, you think of, like I said, Adrian Peterson. Like I said, he kind of defied the odds and obviously came back and obviously played better. Seemed like he was a better
He was
running back.
The dude is a machine. I don't know.
Where was Defy at?
He might have
where
been
was
drinking
Defy
it.
That's
before
what
you
I
had
said.
at that time?
He could have had it for him. For me, I had other damage other than the ACL.
Right, you had
And that-
MCL. You had
MCL, yeah, I had meniscus
reconstruct
issues.
everything.
So when they went in, they were like, okay, they fixed the ACL, but around there, that surface has to be smooth.
Right.
And if it's not, if they have to take out some of the meniscus, then that's where you start having a problem. Even today, and where I struggle, and this helps, but ultimately I'm gonna have to have knee replacement because I don't have
wow.
any cartilage.
Oh, so you like bone on bone?
I'm bone on bone.
Oh, wow.
Bone on bone, and so I'm doing as best I can, and
Yeah.
I'm able to go out there, but especially like lateral stuff.
Right.
If I try to do like lateral squats and try to like go this way, man, it feels like somebody's got a blowtorch,
Right.
and they're
Oh,
just
wow.
like blowing it on. Yeah, it's just
So,
so.
and when you're coming back from that injury, right? I think from a running back's perspective, it's all of that lateral movement that you cannot do. It's why you never get back to that caliber of a running back, right?
It's that hatchet. But you know what? The other thing too is I remember coming back, and I blame myself because I pushed my rehab faster than my body was
Ready for it.
Mm-hmm. So we have external pressure. You know, you got the contract that's coming up. You know, fans. You know, your teammates are sitting there saying, "Hey, man, you've been on the shelf a long time, brother. Like,
what's up?"
And you know how it is when you get. It's the weirdest thing in the world, man. When you get hurt in the NFL, you feel like your teammates look at you differently.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't know if they do, but it's a feeling.
you feel like you feel different because your schedule's different. You're in rehab, and then I wasn't going to meetings anymore because I wasn't playing, so I didn't go to meetings. So I didn't see the fellas. You know, you see when they come in from practice and they get changed and they leave, and you still sitting there in rehab.
You hear them laughing like they laugh about me.
Man, yeah. So it was weird. So going through that, I realized that I always tell people, don't let external pressure force you to get back on the field, and I did because I felt not on that, but I felt like okay, my job is actually,
on the line.
Cats are playing well in my position right now. You know, Mike Anderson's coming there, Orlando's Gary's playing. I'm like, I got to get back to playing, right? You know, because you don't want nobody taking your job, and so I pushed it too much, and I just never healed, and it actually started to affect my left knee.
Start compensating
too much.
Yep. And a lot of kids, like you said, their external pressure. You got pressure from your coaches, sometimes your parents.
Yeah.
And when you do that, like I said, you just set yourself up for something disastrous down the road. Like I said, if you don't go through that proper, rehab program and let it take its course, then as you said, other things are going to start popping up that wasn't hurt. You know what I mean? So your body started naturally, compensating because neurologically, your brain is going to naturally protect itself.
It's trying to. Did you have any?
No
ACL? Nothing?
No,
you came out unscathed?
My hip that bothers me now, like, again, when I played, it's like speed cut digs. Like I just felt like all them thousands of routes is just now it's starting to catch up.
Right.
That's the whole thing of you might not hurt at that point, but you just grind through it.
So the hip replacement is what you got to do?
I'm on the
Possibly
way.
at
I'm on the way.
At some point, the same situation. Yeah, you saying that at some point you may have, or you may not. Same with this guy.
I'm on the way.
And what I realized too, and we don't we playing football, you just don't know all these things, and they just start popping up. Like I started to have my fifth metatarsal. On my foot. It kept bugging. I started having stress fracture, and I'm like, why is my foot hurting? And as he said, once you start running routes on one side more than the other. So you're starting to plant on one foot throughout training camp. Then you go through the season. And then I had to start switching it up to where now I'm planting off my right instead of my left. You know what I mean? All the time.
Yeah.
So I realized some of those things to try to help balance out, like I said, a lot of the pressure, like I said, it's a stress factor because you're stressing it out. You're doing too much
over and over
again. So I'm pretty sure that's probably, he probably didn't notice at the time. He was probably on one side of the formation or whatever, and he kept running those same routes over and over again.
You think about it, we do thousands of reps.
Thousands.
Right.
People don't think about it over years upon years. We do thousands.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go from high school to college, then the pros, then you got your individual workouts.
Yeah.
All of that takes a toll. And so for you, obviously, like I said, you weren't able to be the same. Like I said, you probably had reconstructive, and then you couldn't get back to that playing form and you probably, again, you pushed yourself probably sooner to get back on that field sooner than you were ready for. And then now, for a running back, your livelihood is based on reaction. You know what I mean? So that cutting and
balance,
all of that stuff, lateral stuff that you said, like I said, if it's not fully healed, then it's going to be tough.
And you said reaction. Mm-hmm. And the key is real-time reaction. And what I mean is...
Not the bag.
And what I mean by that is when I came back, and I had never experienced this in my life, I remember thinking my mind is telling my body to cut, but it's taken just a fraction of a second for it to do it. So it was almost like playing a video game, and you got the bad Wi-Fi.
And the glitch.
And you got the glitch. That's what I felt like. I was glitching.
Wow. Right.
And so I had to think about, I had to actually choreograph a few times trying to run it with the ball. And I'm like, you can't, there's no way.
Do it.
Right.
It's got to be
It's got to
natural.
be instinctive, and it's got to go. And I remember, and it was mentally wearing me down because I'm like, this thing will not fire. And I try to explode, and I'm telling myself to explode. I'll take a plant foot, and it would just seem like it would just take too long for me to do it. And it was just struggle, man. So I knew I tore my ACL in 1999, and so that year, I knew at the end of that year, when my rehab wasn't, actually going into 2020, 2000, I knew that going into 2000 that my career was over.
Really?
I knew it.
Yeah. So we're here. It's Super Bowl week. You know, can you give us kind of like an insight of what it's like with these guys? Or the Cincinnati Bengals. This is their first time in X amount of years. The Rams in few years they're back in the Super Bowl. What is it like? Give us with the preparation. What are these guys? What they're thinking? I have my feel of what I went through. I only went to one. Lost one, but. Give us your take. And
did you guys have the week in between when you played? Because you guys played the Patriots.
2 weeks.
You had 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Which helped me because I had...
You had the injury.
Yeah, I had the injury. So that helped me out tremendously.
I didn't think you was going to play in that game, bro. When you played, I was like, let's do this. This dude is incredible.
Again, I defied the
Hey, he was on that
That's
Defy.
what I'm saying, bro.
I was on that Defy.
I was on that Defy before Defy.
There's a theme here.
Gotcha.
Theme here we rolling with, man.
Exactly.
But the cool thing about it, so there's two different experiences, right? You have the first one.
Talk to him. He hasn't been.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So you have the first one, right?
I hate both of y'all.
First one where we come in and we don't have a lot of experience on our team. We have Elway has gone to what? He had gone to 3 before that.
Right.
Other than that, nobody else had the experience with Super Bowls. But Mike Shanahan did because he coached with the 49ers. He had won one there, and Gary Kubiak was the quarterback's coach there, and he had experience. So our coaches had experience, but players didn't. So the first one was he was kind of highlights of the first one. Number one, it's in my hometown of San Diego. So we're playing in my hometown.
Big.
So of course,
distractions, tickets, family.
Yes.
I mean, how many tickets did you have?
You name it. So I ended up getting 40 tickets that game.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
For Super Bowl?
Yeah, for Super Bowl.
It's hard to get 40 for Super Bowl.
That's because normally the team, I think they give the team like 10 tickets or something like that.
Right.
You get 10 tickets like that. So at the time, Pat Bowlen, I told him, from hometown.
Take care of you.
He's like, don't worry about it, I got you.
Pat Bowlen, everyone that's the owner.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pat.
Our late, great owner, Pat Bowlen of the Broncos. So he took care of me with 40. But, you got the ticket stuff and then, obviously coming from the city there. So that's one thing. I think the second thing was we were playing the Green Bay Packers, who were favored by 15 points in that game or something stupid. I mean, it was double digit.
Brett Favre.
They had just won the Super Bowl year before. So they're the defending champs, defending their crown, and we don't stand a chance, according to
the odds makers.
According to
Vegas.
And you probably think we had a chance too. You probably.
I didn't really care, to be honest. We won.
You said we weren't in it.
I didn't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So so that was it, man. And then we just, as you go through that week, and you hear people say this all the time, treat it like a normal game. And it's easy to say it.
Right, but
it's not.
It's not.
It's not a normal
It's not a normal game. And I think the minute you recognize it's not, it helps you if you don't put the pressure to say that I gotta go out there and have the best game of my life.
Right.
So you say, no, it's not a normal game. So, but the way we're gonna make it is we're gonna go back to foundational pieces, right?
Normal
back to the basics.
Activity.
Dude, I played this sport for a long time, since I was 7. There ain't nothing different about that. That field ain't no wider.
Right.
They got 11 guys on defense still.
No longer.
Yeah, ain't no longer. The game's still the same. Right. So you start to find things that you can relate to that make you more comfortable with the game. Right. Yeah, is it gonna be more media? Yeah. Does it mean something if you win it?
The stakes are
higher.
Right.
But I try to. If you focus on that, that to me is don't focus on that. Just focus on. And that's what I did, man. I was able, the whole week we went down to San Diego, and so we took care of first of all, we took care of everything in Denver.
Right.
We did all of our install. We did everything, ticket request, all that stuff.
To eliminate.
Right.
So when you come out there, you ain't thinking about none of that.
No.
Right.
But then when we got to San Diego, it was like, all right, guys, man, let's have some fun. Where the party's at?
Right.
Like,
Did y'all have curfew Super Bowl week?
Not the week.
Okay.
We had it towards I think it started like Thursday or Friday that they started to impose it. But like early in the week, no.
Okay.
And that was smart because why would you want somebody holed up in a hotel room?
Just thinking about
You didn't do that all year long. That's not part of it. That's not part of the routine.
You're changing the routine.
Don't change the routine.
Don't change your routine.
And then you have some guys like, hey man, it's a Super Bowl, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna study more. And I guess the question I have is like, well, what were you doing the last couple? What were you doing?
Why were you studying more week 6 and week 12?
So don't overdo it. Like if you study a lot, then you study a lot this game. If you don't, then don't study a lot. I mean, don't go. You know what I'm saying? Don't change and overthink it. And that's what we didn't do. And we were able to keep things kind of normal. We got down there, and yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I did. My school had an event for me where they retired my high school jersey for whatever reason. I didn't do much in high school, but they retired my jersey, so I give them credit for that. But then we went to dinner, we went out to parties, we had a great time until about Thursday, and then I was like, all right, now it's time for me to start to back things down. I told my family at this point,
you won't see me
till after the game.
Right.
And then that's what I did. I just focused on that, man. Just studied, and I said, and here's the deal: going into that game, I knew if we were going to win that game, it was going to be on me.
Wow.
I put that pressure on myself, and I saw the game plan where we got 15 runs, not 15 runs, but it felt like 15 runs in the first 20.
Right. You got to script it.
We scripted it.
Heavy?
Yeah. Our first 20 had at least it just felt like it was run.
Trying to set up
and I said,
play
okay,
action.
I get the message.
Yeah.
Right.
TD, if we're going to do this,
You got to establish an
got to.
identity, and this is what you guys have been really establishing throughout the course of the year. So why change it?
Yeah. No, and I knew that, but I'm saying, but to have that moment, just think about the gravity of that, right?
Yeah.
If somebody says, if it's on you, and you know it,
You already
the whole city,
right? You know
the
that.
organization,
and so you want that, and that's what I said. I said, okay, I accepted that. I was like,
Wow.
all right.
Yeah.
And so that night I went to bed, and I slept well. Like I thought I was going to toss and turn and have that just like playing in my head, like if I don't do this, man, like so I never allowed my mind to think about if it didn't happen.
Right.
In my mind, I kept thinking about, all right, dude, just go out there and do your thing.
Right.
I've done it before.
Visualize. And see what you
Yeah,
can do
I did. I
best.
kept replaying. I kept playing the game in my mind before we even played it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd already had that game.
Yep.
What I was going to do in that game.
Right.
So the reason I thought that the Buccaneers were going to win it last year, because I thought that Tom Brady being in the locker room was going to affect a lot of the younger players, right, in a positive way. This is how you get ready for the Super Bowl, approach the game. What did Elway talk to you guys about, like during that week, if anything?
Right, because he hadn't won it. He hadn't
won.
Right.
He hadn't won
He
it.
had went, so he knows about the preparation, but he didn't say anything.
The only guy that spoke to us was Mark Schlereth.
Okay, yeah.
Stink, who played for the Redskins at the time. They changed the name, but with the Redskins, and he won one. Mm-hmm. So we had a team meeting, and he brought his ring, and he passed the ring around.
Wow.
But John didn't say anything.
Right,
Shanahan, he's the coach is there, but Mark was the only one that kind of showed us that ring, and it was cool how he, for him to do that. Because he wasn't preaching and trying to, trying to hype you. He just said, he went there and just say, hey, man, this is what you're playing for. And he passed it around.
This is it.
Right.
And so when you see it, you're like, I want this.
Yeah, right. I want one of these.
I want one of these. Yeah. And that was it. So we were able to have a pretty decent, kind of week. And then we go into the game. And what was really, I think what kind of got us fired up was all the talk about what we couldn't do.
Right.
Yeah,
and being an underdog.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Big underdog. So let's go in and show the world, man.
Oh, shoot, at that time you was the dog, but I want to take you to now, right? Who's the top 5 running backs right now in the NFL? I know you still watch and you're a Bronco fan, but give us your top 5 of the running backs that are currently playing right now in the NFL.
See, the top 5, top 10 is always a disrespectful segment.
To somebody, absolutely.
Because
just say respectfully and disrespectfully.
Because you're a professional, so you get your opinion.
All right, so
matters.
I'm gonna put it in this terms. My top 5 that I enjoy watching.
There you go. I like that.
I enjoy watching. But not in any order.
Not in any order. No,
but top 5. Run CMC. Christian McCaffrey. Got to be one I enjoy watching.
Absolutely.
King Henry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love some King Henry.
Yep.
I mean, that Jonathan Taylor has just been.
Ooh, he's special.
For Indianapolis Colts,
for the
right?
Colts.
Yep. Trending
so
up.
That's that.
Trending up.
Nobody didn't even really know who this guy was. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he came out of
That
West
doesn't even
Wisconsin.
sound like a running back
Except the
name.
AFC.
Yeah, they know he
They
was.
know
But still, man, I think he had 2,000 yards in college, man. This guy's
Wisconsin.
he's a track guy. He can run. So I enjoy watching him. I still, and people gonna like him, I still like watching Saquon.
Okay.
Even though like
It hasn't worked out.
It
for
hasn't
him
worked
yet,
out. He's
but
got the injuries,
he's
come
young.
back. He hasn't really
Flashes of we've seen some flashes of what he could be.
Yeah.
right. But I think I still think he's still struggling from the injury. We just talked about kind of the injury and trying to get back to that. So that's 4. Who would be my 5th that I enjoy watching? Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Kamara.
He has that upright type of...
He runs to me, he's like Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, a small,
just don't
shorter
have the
version of
size.
Eric
Not as
Dickerson.
big as ED,
Right.
but he's still got the same kind of power.
Right, he runs downhill.
It's like Marshall Faulk mixed with that smooth,
real
he
smooth,
glides.
and then like gear here and
That
there.
suddenness.
Yeah, then he's sweet there. I'm sure I left somebody out, but man,
It's all good.
No, those are
The
your
bottom
top
line,
5.
though, but the bottom line to me is that it's almost like asking you about like hip hop artists.
Right, it's hard.
Like it's difficult.
It changes.
It changes
over
because it
time.
depends on when you're watching them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like like Saquon right now, obviously he's not. But when Saquon first came to the league,
Problem.
and that guy's ability to do what he's doing,
Yeah, it was a problem.
that dude could be special.
Well, I know at the end of, before you got into the hall, right, there was long time coming in, some ups and downs, some people saying he deserves it, not deserves it,
Yeah.
right? Give us one running back who should be in the hall that's not in the hall. 'Cause I have a couple, like, there's a few.
This is easy. This is easy.
I-
This is easy. Fred Taylor, man.
I said the same
This is
thing.
easy.
That's
This-
my
this-
ex-
this is easy. This-
Freddie
this-
T was
Freddie
the
T.
real deal.
This is it.
Fred
This-
Taylor to the Hall of Fame.
This don't even.
Come
this,
on now.
Yeah, it's
Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor deserves.
Yeah.
I always, because he hasn't. He's playing with Jacksonville all this time.
Right.
And just never got the name recognition out there. And then obviously the team, they had a few
Didn't
moments
have
where
the
they had success.
Right.
to
But
match
Fred
his.
Taylor, oh man, when you watch that guy
He was
play,
special, boy. He was
You
special.
like,
I be
that
telling
guy
folks. I
can-
played with him in 2003. He
Yeah.
was special, man.
man, he had quick. He was quick, fast. As a back, those kind of attributes. You want to
Yes.
be you want to be elusive, right?
Right.
Then you want to be able to run people over. Then you want to
Yeah.
be outrun people.
Right,
Then you
right.
want to have whether you got soft hands or you got
Catch out of the
catch out of the
backfield.
backfield. Before you got something where you're like, how the hell did he do that?
Right,
That's the
right.
kind of running back that you're watching. Like, how did he do
He's an
that?
all-purpose type of
Yeah.
back.
So Fred Taylor, man,
There it
put him
is.
in the hall.
There it is.
Put him in
You
the
heard
hall.
it from TD.
Yeah.
Right? NFL Hall of Famer. TD in the house. Get your popcorn ready podcast.
Yes, Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis.
Terrell Owens here. T.O. Yes.
And give us the where they can find the company
Yes,
too.
you can get the drinks where it's available. You can go online to drinkdefy.com, or you can go to your local grocery store. Typically, we'll be in there. We're expanding nationwide as we speak. Every day we get these small victories. So we're in
So that
Rouse.
site is drinkdefy.com.
Drinkdefy.com.
There you have it.
Check us out, man.
Woman-owned, veteran-owned, and most
Black
important,
owned.
black-owned.
There you go.
GPR.
Get your popcorn ready, but also get your Defy right next to it so you can drink it.
There it is. Defy and GPR. Peace.